Kristen Modafferi didn't waste any time when she arrived in the Bay Area. Through the internet, she found a place to live in Oakland. 3 days later, she already had a job across the bay in downtown San Francisco. Kristen worked at Spinelli's coffee shop at the Crocker Galleria.
She called a couple of days before she disappeared to tell us what a great time she was having and how wonderful San Francisco was, and all of a sudden she goes to work, clocks out at 3 p.m., and that's it. We don't know what happened at that point.
Desperate for answers, the Modafferis have traveled to San Francisco 6 times to try and find her. Even Kristen's brave little sister, Megan, begged for help.
She came to San Francisco this summer and she never came back to where she was staying. I didn't know where she was, so I was kind of scared to stop people when they were on their way and show them this flyer.
It's been too long and it's too trying, and it's just something that nobody should have to deal with.
Since Kristen was first reported missing, Officer Pat Mahaney and Sergeant John Bradley of the Oakland PD have spent countless hours retracing her steps. Detectives soon discovered a very unusual fact. Kristen rarely stayed at the mall after work, but on the day she disappeared, Monday, June 23rd, something was different.
At about 3:45, a co-worker glanced out the window and saw Kristen walking across the second floor landing. Thought that was kind of strange because she wasn't really one to loiter around after work. And what was even stranger was that she was in the company of a blonde-haired woman.
Despite news reports, the unidentified woman has never come forward. Then there was another clue the day she disappeared. Co-workers told police Kristen asked for directions to the Sutro Baths in the Land's End area. Bloodhounds tracked Kristen's scent to this tunnel, but that's where her trail ends.
The possible scenarios are hundreds, if not thousands, of scenarios of things that could have happened to her.
A month into the investigation, detectives had exhausted all their leads. They were frustrated. Then a phone call to a local TV station in the Bay Area gave police their first big break in the case. Assignment editor Bill McGee spoke with the caller.
He said he knew who killed Kristen Modafferi and where the body was. He gave me the names of 2 women. He said it was a lesbian love triangle, and one or both of them killed Kristen Modafferi and dumped her body out in Marin County under a wooden bridge.
Kristen's body wasn't found there. Detectives quickly cleared the 2 women of any blame. But then the 2 women led police to the original caller. They worked with his girlfriend. His name, John Onuma. When police confronted Onuma, they recorded the conversation. At first, Onuma denied any knowledge of Kristen's disappearance.
A young lady by the name of Kristen Modafferi. Don't know anything about it. Do you know anything about her? Nope. Yeah, let's just cut it. I got nothing to do with her.
But when questioned further, Onuma finally confessed to phoning in the tip.
I recalled and I told the guy. You phoned in the tip? Absolutely.
Onuma claimed he made the call to get back at the women for mistreating his girlfriend. But police believe Onuma knows more than he's saying.
Well, during the interview with Onuma, some inconsistencies in his story came out.
But unfortunately, we can't cross that gulf between connection and culpable suspect. He's just not that yet, but he is connected, and we need to nail down his connection to this case.
One connection may be through the personal ads in the Guardian newspaper. Detectives believe Kristen put this ad in the June 11th issue. Police discovered the newspaper in Kristen's bedroom.
It appears that John is a person who prowls personal ads, either print personal ads, telepersonals, or internet personal ads, and through that prowling finds women that he can victimize through scams.
Through their investigation, detectives have found a trail of women Onuma has victimized. Those women have painted a disturbing portrait of the man. One woman, who we'll call Karen, was one of his victims. She met him through the telepersonals, a voicemail service.
He can manipulate you, break you down emotionally, break you down mentally. He's just a human vampire, where he will just suck the life out of you and the money.
The second victim we met was Rebecca. She says Onuma found her on the internet.
And I was his little sex slave.
She says Onuma burned her hands with cigarettes and terrorized her.
I was sleep deprived, I was starved, I was beaten.
But it was a story conveyed by this victim, who we'll call Debbie, that has investigators questioning Onuma's real connection to Kristen's disappearance. Onuma preyed on Debbie months after Kristen vanished.
He hit me over the head with ropes and said, quote unquote, you know I'm gonna have to kill you. I can't let you go. And then he turned around and says, now you know what happened to Kristen Modafferi. I backed myself up in the corner because I thought he was gonna kill me. I thought he killed her. So, and I never knew nothing about Kristen. And then the police showed up to talk to John, and they brought up Kristen, which scared me.
Oakland police want to talk with John Onuma again, but we must emphasize he's not officially a suspect, just wanted for questioning. But detectives believe he can help solve this case.
It's going on the 2-year anniversary of her disappearance. It is torn apart and victimized her family. It's time for Kristen to go home.
But as more time goes by and Kristen isn't found, it gets harder and harder for her family to remain hopeful.
I think the biggest thing I fear is that she's not going to be a part of our future. I want us to be a part of each other's lives, you know, like it was supposed to be. My mom always said a sister is forever. Just 18 years.